What's going on, everybody? Josh Engleman for Awesemo.com, and I am back with my NBA DFS contenders on Draftkings for Thursday, February 18th. Now be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you know when this and all of our other content goes live. Follow me on Twitter at Josh Engleman so you can get updates to these sim results as we get closer to lock. And finally, let me know in the comments section who are your favorite options on Draftkings for tonight's slate. We're rounding out the bottom of my top 10 with Pascal Siakam, Kyle Lowry, if he plays, Corey Joseph, LeBron James, and Nemanja Bjelica. Who will be the top 5, the favorites for tonight? It's time to find out. First up at number 5, my spoiler alert #1 contender on FanDuel, shooting guard and small forward eligibility, which you know I love, $7,800 Khris Middleton. Projected for 42, the goal is 49. He's in the optimal lineup 33% of the time. 35 minutes, 26% usage, 1.2, basically, 1.21 fantasy points per minute. You can't beat that. 22.7 points, 6 boards, 6.5 assists, pace neutral spot against Toronto. But you're expecting Middleton to get the full run. This should be as much as he plays. Game against Toronto should be perfectly competitive, especially if Kyle Lowry is in the game. But even if he's not, this should be a very competitive matchup. I really like Khris Middleton in this spot. And the fact that you can use him at guard, shooting guard, small forward, guard forward, utility, it doesn't get much better than that. The price works. The position works, the matchup works, the minutes work, every bit of this works. I love getting to Khris Middleton, and it's not just because I'm a huge Khris Middleton fan and I talked about him in the strategy show yesterday. It's because I think he's the number 5 play of the day on a 3-game slate. Now at number 4, we're going to Sacramento, Marvin Bagley, power forward center eligibility, which is massive on a slate like this. 4,800. I've got him projected for 27 fantasy points. He's in the optimal lineup 33% of the time. We have no Rashawn Holmes. We have no Harrison Barnes tonight. 26 minutes for Bagley. I think that number could be more, but I'm trying to be a little bit apprehensive. 1 fantasy point per minute. We're talking 14.5 points, 7 boards, and basically nothing else. This dude only rebounds and scores. It's a slate pace down spot against Miami, but again, it's a 3-game slate. You have to take value wherever you can find it, and Marvin Bagley is not priced right now to be a starting center in the NBA. I expect him to start. Those minutes look fine. If he plays even more than that, he's going to be almost essential at 4,800. It only takes 38.8 to hit the GPP goal for today. I think that is well within Marvin Bagley's mark if he sees additional minutes. So, because of the forward center eligibility, you're going to need to get yourself some Marvin Bagley. But he's not the only center I want from Sacramento. And he's not the only center I want, period. Number 3, DeAndre Jordan, only center eligibility, but 4,900, projected for 28, goals 39, optimal lineup 33% of the time. 27 minutes. We know what's going on here. He seems to have similar rotations every game, 1.04 fantasy points per minute. Minimal usage, obviously, just 14%. So he's actually projected for more rebounds than he is points. 9.7 points, 10.2 boards. You also get a block and a half plus a half steal, so 2 stocks. Taking on the Lakers, you're not really worried about the center rotation for LA. DeAndre Jordan and Marc Gasol can pretty much offset each other. I think DeAndre Jordan can handle Markieff Morris. Well, he could definitely handle Markieff Morris, but he could also handle Montrezl Harrell. Harrell, not much of a stretch big. So this matchup fits DeAndre Jordan pretty well. Doesn't have to deal with AD, which is perfect. I think it's possible he plays more than 27 minutes just given the center rotation for the Lakers. But even if he doesn't, 27 minutes on the dot for a $4,900 DeAndre Jordan, I think it's pretty easy to get to. But I think there's even better value out there as the backup center for the Kings, center HASSAN Whiteside, 4,600, projected for 27.6. He's in the optimal lineup 37% of the time. I'm giving him 22 minutes. I'm giving him the straight backup run for Bagley. But if Bagley gets into any foul trouble, Whiteside is a clear benefit for it. Any additional minutes he gets are massive because he's a 1.3 fantasy point per minute guy. 12 points, 8 boards, 2 blocks in just 22 minutes. Every minute here is super valuable. Taking on Miami. Not really worried about the matchup all that much. Like, you don't want him to face Bam, but I'll take what I can get here. If Hassan Whiteside happens to start, which I don't think is outside the realm of possibility, but probably not likely, I just don't know what they're doing with Bagley's minutes right now. Even if he doesn't start, I expect him to get the full run at the backup spot. And if it's not Hassan, here's where it gets tricky. If it's not Hassan Whiteside, we're just moving NEMANJA BJELICA up further on the list. So it's one of those two guys are going to be an excellent value. I'm betting on Whiteside right now. We could see some changes throughout the day, so stay tuned to my Twitter. Stay tuned to Live Before Lock tonight at 6:30, where we will have updates. We'll have additional news. But for right now, Hassan Whiteside is the #2 contender on this 3-game slate. Now, before we get to #1, one last reminder, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. Don't punch your desk while you try to do your read. Follow me on Twitter at Josh Engleman so you can get my sim updates as we get closer to lock. And let me know in the comment section, who are your favorite options tonight on DK? It's a short slate, so be aware. You're going to need to find some value somewhere, because you're going to need that value to pay all the way up for my #1 contender, power forward center eligibility, 10,900 for Giannis Antetokounmpo. Projected for 60.5. The goal, 60.2. So he hits his goal 51% of the time. He's in the optimal lineup 40% of the time. We're talking 36 minutes, 1.68 fantasy points per minute, 31.5 points, 11.5 boards, 7 assists, 2.5 stocks. There's not anybody on Toronto that can check him. They don't have somebody waiting for him in the paint like Serge Ibaka or like Marc Gasol in previous years. Now it's Aaron Baines and Chris Boucher. I think Giannis thrives here. Triple-double, well within the cards. I mean, it wouldn't be crazy if he went 35, 15, and 10 with multiple stocks. He can put up a crazy score today, and the fact that you can put him at forward or center is even more valuable. This is the guy I want to spend my money on. I want to find as much value as I possibly can to unlock Giannis Antetokounmpo, the #1 contender on DraftKings. Alrighty, folks, that will do it. Those are my NBA DFS contenders on DraftKings for Thursday, February 18th. I will be on the strategy show. You can check out the process show, which has already been archived. You can watch my FanDuel contenders, and you can tune into Live Before Lock. I've got my hands in every single NBA pie today. Come check out everything I've got to say. Tune in tonight at 6:30. We're going the extra half hour for Jock Market, and then I'll be back again tomorrow morning, 6:30 a.m. for the process show and another edition of the Contenders. Good luck, everybody.